Hey guys. So a lot has happened. So as you can see, I painted my room a different color. If you want to know, it's White Winged Dove by Benjamin Moore. And it almost killed me. Literally, the first day I was painting, a book fell on my head and I have like a little bit of a nick here and like a bruise. And then all of my bookshelves like fell because I was trying to move them and they were just too heavy, so they all collapsed. I ran out of paint. It was a chore, and it almost killed me. So I'm here, I'm fine today, but got some bruises. But today's video is going to be talking about my December wrap up. I just haven't found the time to film this yet, but I read some really good books in December of 2021. So let me share them with you.
About to leave, already packing.
So the first one was Little Thieves by Margaret Owen. I'm just looking at my phone because I have them all right here. And this is a fantasy retelling of, I think, like something with like a goose. I can't remember, but I really enjoyed this. So basically, our main character, when she is like maybe 5 years old, her mother takes her into the forest and gives her to the goddesses Death and Fortune. And so they kind of take her under their wing and make her like their goddaughter, I guess, or yeah, goddaughter. And it's really interesting. I honestly don't remember a lot of this book, but I remember really liking it. And so what she has to do is she made a deal with them that she is like she takes on the identity of this princess that she worked for years, and she is going into each like different kingdom and like stealing their jewels so that she can have enough money to like pay her aunts back or show them that she doesn't need their deal, that she would be like their slave for the rest of her life or something like that. It was really good. A lot of things happened. I'm not explaining it the best because honestly I don't remember that well, but I remember really enjoying it, so definitely go check it out. 5 stars, so good. And then the next book I read was There's No Devil by Sophie Lark. So this is the second book in, I don't know what the duet is called, but I can't even remember the first book, what the first book is called, but it is a serial killer, stalker, dark romance, hate to love. They're both artists. It was really good. The second one, there wasn't a lot of movement in like the plot. It was just them kind of being together. So I ended up giving this one 4 stars instead of 5. But I still really enjoyed it. I love their relationship, but there was more action towards the end. And so basically the whole plot of this duology is where our heroine, she is an artist, and the hero kind of sets his eyes on her and is like, ooh, she really intrigues me. And so the hero's arch nemesis is like, oh, well, if you like her, and then I'll kidnap her and give her to you. And so both of them are serial killers, but the hero kind of has a reasoning, and the arch nemesis does too, but like not really kind of thing. He's always trying to like compete and get one up on the hero. So he kidnaps her and like leaves her out in this alley, and the hero sees her and doesn't like take her, but then he sees her again and he's like instantly infatuated with her and like has this infatuation with her, and she's like, what the heck happened? You were the person that just left me out in the alley when I was like bleeding and dying. And so they have a romance, and it's really good. The first book is definitely my favorite because there's so much action and the relationship is so toxic but so good. I really love this one. And then for the historical romance readathon, I read The Duchess Hunt by Lorraine Heath. That was my first book. I had so much fun with this readathon, so definitely I'll link down below my video of my reading vlog for the readathon because I had so much fun. And so this one was so good. So our heroine, she is the secretary to our hero, and he is trying to find a wife. So she is being enlisted by him to help him find a wife. and they end up falling in love, and it's so cute. I remember just thinking this was the cutest, sweetest romance, and they both respected each other so much and cared for each other so much, and they both had been yearning for each other for years, but they didn't want to cross that line because he's a duke and he has to marry a woman of nobility. And I just love this book so much. It was so heartwarming, so cute. I loved it. 5 stars. Definitely go check it out. It was amazing. Then the next book I read was Dreaming of You by Lisa Kleypas. Oh my god. I just love Derek Craven. He is amazing. He's just incredible. I love his character so much. So Dreaming of You, and I also love the plot of this book too. So Dreaming of You, our heroine actually meets our hero Derek in an alley. A lot of things are happening in alleys in the books that I've read. And he's being like beat up, and so she like saves him, and he's like, what is this proper woman doing in a dark alley in the London streets? And she's like, well, I'm a writer and I'm writing my next book. And she tells him that she wrote all these books that are like super famous, and they're about like kind of like the dark underworld of London. And he like sees her as this like tiny little woman, and he's like, how could she write these? So he owns like a gaming hell, I guess that's what it's called, where they do like gambling and prostitutes, I guess, I don't know. But she decides to research for her next novel, and like is there at the game hell and like interviewing people, and he's like so annoyed with her but kind of intrigued. And there's this like ball, and she wants to go, but he's like no, and she like goes undercover. It's a masquerade ball, of course. She goes undercover, and she kind of like seduces him, and he's like, who is this woman? But in the back of his mind, he's like thinking of Sarah, which is the heroine. And then he realizes it's Sarah, and there's just so much angst and chemistry between these two characters. It was incredible. And so Sarah goes back home to her small village after her research and stuff, and she's still thinking about Derek, and she's actually kind of betrothed to this other guy in the village, but she's realizing that it's not going to work out with him. But there were some things that Derek did while Sarah was away which kind of irked me. Like he, I don't know, because sometimes Lisa Kleypas, sometimes she changes her older books, or like tweaks them to more society now and stuff, because some of them, you know, all old historicals sometimes have some traces of problematic content. But he like had like a prostitute that looked like Sarah and like slept with her, and like it was kind of weird. I don't know. I didn't really like that. It kind of weirded me out, but otherwise the romance was really good. You can hear more of my thoughts in the reading vlog, but I really, really like this one. Just that one thing with Derek, like I don't know why he did that. Like that just kind of creeped me out, and like I don't know why she had to put that in there, like him being with somebody else and pretending it was Sarah. And it sounded like the woman, like she was kind of obligated to do it because she's a prostitute. So I don't know. But the next one I read was a short novella by Joanna Shupe, and I'd never read anything by Joanna Shupe, and I really, really love this. So it's called Miracles on Ladies Mile, and it's a Christmas historical romance set in like the Gilded Age, which if you don't know what the Gilded Age is, like late 1800s, like 1890s to maybe like 1912-ish, I don't know. But I really enjoy this. And so our heroine, she is working at this shop. It's like an all-in-one shop, like I think it's a toy store. And she's like working on these windows for like the store, and somebody like out there is like watching her do all this work by herself, and he like comes in, he's like, is nobody here to help you? And she's like, no. And he like starts helping her, but little does she know he is the owner of the shop, and she doesn't know that. And so she kind of doesn't like the owner of the shop, even though she's never met him, because just the way he has been like talked about, like he's mean, and with his daughter, like he doesn't spend that much time with his daughter, but we later find out why. And she spends a lot of time with his daughter, but she doesn't know that it's like the guy that helped her in the like window he's that person. And it was just so cute, and I really enjoyed it. I loved her relationship with the daughter, and I thought it was really fun, and I liked how it was finally revealed that he was the guy, and but it was interesting how he fixed his relationship with his daughter, because he just felt like he couldn't be a good father to her because she reminded him too much of his past, his late wife. And I really liked their connection and their, her like helping him realize that, no, even though she looks like your wife, it can be a good thing kind of thing. So I really liked it. It was really good, short, fun novella. I think I gave it 5 stars. I can't remember. Yeah, I think I gave it 5 stars, or maybe 4.5. I can't remember though. The next one that I read was The Captain's Midwinter Bride by Liana de la Rosa. And this is another short novella because I remember I was trying to finish it, and historicals take me a while. And it was on a Sunday, so I was trying to like finish it. So anyways, this is about a marriage in trouble. And the hero is, he was like a captain, and he had been at sea for a really long time and never really spent that much time with his family, even though he was providing for them and stuff. So he comes back, and it's kind of awkward. Like, his wife doesn't know how to act around him like the heroine, and he doesn't know how to act because it's been so long apart. And his daughter is getting married to this guy, but he's kind of wary of the guy. And so it's so good because it was kind of showing him like going back into the family's fold, and I really enjoyed it. And I love them rekindling their romance. I really enjoy marriage and trouble romances, and I actually read a couple of them in this month of December. So I think I gave it 4 stars. I really enjoyed it, so definitely go check it out. The next one I read was Second Chance Vow by M. Robinson, and I gave this one 3 stars. I enjoyed it. I just remember I don't like when this is a marriage in trouble romance, and the heroine gets like pregnant before they get divorced, or they're separated or whatever. But I really like their relationship. I just didn't like going back in the past. I really hate books when, especially if it's second chance or it's mostly just second chance romances or like friends to lovers where we see their past. Like, I just don't care. Like, I understand that you want that backstory, but sometimes it can be too much, and I like when it's all given to you in like one go. Like, maybe like the first 50 pages is the past. Like, I like that. But if it's like, each chapter is like present past, I really don't like that. I find it really boring, and like I don't understand why we have to have so much of the past. So I didn't really like that, and I ended up skipping some of the stuff in there. But it was kind of fun and dramatic, and I liked it. And I liked the plot of it. Like, she is pregnant before they get divorced, so he's like, I'm not gonna let you go. He's very like alpha hero. So I really enjoyed it. Gave it 3 stars though. So yeah, that's with that one. The next one is one of my all-time new favorite like historical romances. It was so good, and that's Never Desire Duke by Lily Dalton. So this is a marriage in trouble romance, and it's set like in Christmassy time, so I read it right before Christmas. And it was just so cute and fun. So it's a marriage in trouble romance, and so our hero supposedly like cheated on his wife or was with another woman. Like, she got a letter from this woman that was addressed to him, like, oh, I wish we could be together kind of thing. And she was pregnant at the time, and she ends up like falling and like losing the baby. And so ever since that happened, she's kind of blamed her loss of the baby on him, and he's kind of blamed himself. And so right after that happened, they were like in love and doing great. He decides to go off on like a trip around the world to kind of give each other some space, and so now he's back in town, and she wants a separation from him because she's kind of like done with his BS. Like, I'm done with you if you're gonna be with all these women, blah blah blah. And he's like, no, I wasn't with any of these people. And so she kind of, when she sees him, she kind of freaks out, and she goes to one of their like houses, because I think he's a duke. Yes, he's a duke. She goes to one of his like houses, and he follows her there, and they get snowed in, and it's just so cute. Like, I remember absolutely loving this. She's just so stubborn and it's hilarious. I love their banter, and he's really trying to, there's a lot of groveling and angst. Like, he is really trying to get her back and show her that she is worth it to him, and I just loved it so much. So definitely go check this out. This one was one of my favorites of 2021. It was so freaking good. I have another Lily Dalton on this list for on my TBR list for January because I just loved it so much. And she's only written these 3 books in this series. Like, she hasn't written anything else, which is just so sad because I love this book so much. So the next one is To Hate Adam Connor by Ella Mays. This one was just so adorable. I gave it 5 stars. Our heroine, she just broke up with this guy, and she is now moving in with her best friend and her best friend's husband. And her best friend's husband is a really famous actor, and they're staying next door to this other famous actor and his kid, and he's going through a divorce or just got recently divorced. And so they decide to like spy on them because he's like really hot, and it's just like a really rom-com-y feel. And she gets caught like saving his son because his son was like drowning, and she gets caught and he like arrests her. It's hilarious. And she's like, well, I shouldn't have been spying on you, but I did save your son. And so now she is taking care of his son, like being a babysitter because she doesn't really have a job right now. She's also being like a publicist for her best friend because her best friend's a writer. And so they slowly fall into this really cute romance, and I just loved it so much. It was adorable. And at first he really didn't like her, but then he was kind of the one to fall first for her, and I really liked that. The son was so cute. I love her relationship with him. It was just adorable. Okay, and then the next one I read was The Boy on the Bridge by Sam Mariano. So I really liked Untouchable by Sam Mariano, but a lot of people don't because it's very dark, and the hero does kind of sexually assault the heroine in the beginning of the book. But I don't know. You check the triggers if you want to read that one. But for this one, it's a like friends to Lover Second Chance bully romance, and it was super long, like really long, too long, I think. I give this one 4 stars. I really loved their chemistry in the relationship, but the storyline was too long. I honestly don't even remember that much of this book. I think he like goes away and then he comes back and he's like different. Oh, because something happened where he was being like abused by his stepfather, and she finds out and she tells her mom, and they tell like the police or something, and so he's sent away to like Italy, and then he comes back and he's really mad at her because he didn't want her to tell anyone. It was really good. I mean, I liked it when I was reading in the moment, but then I realized like it wasn't that good, and it really wasn't. So 4 stars is generous. I did like the relationship and the chemistry between them, but honestly it was too long. So then the next one I read was Don't Kiss the Bride by Carrie and Cole. This is a marriage of convenience, and it was so freaking good. I gave this one 5 stars. I really enjoyed this one. This is my first Carrie and Cole, and so our heroine, she's in a really bad spot right now. She has an eating disorder, and her mom is a hoarder, and so their whole house is like filled with all of this random stuff and like junk, and she has to like lock her door or else her mom's gonna like put stuff in it, and it's just really crazy. And so she meets this guy named Lucky, and he is a lot older than her, and he kind of sees her struggling and is like, you know, I'm not trying to be creepy or weird, I just see you're in this really tough situation, so why don't you marry me? And she's like, what? And so they end up getting married because she can get the treatment she needs, and he felt really bad for her, and so they have this really good slow burn romance, and it's just so good. I loved this so much. It was just, I love the slow burn aspect of it. It was age gap, friends to lovers. It was so cute. And he really like wanted to make it a point to her that, you know, I'm not marrying you because, or I'm not like crossing this line with you because you're young and like you're a hot chick or something, like a hot girl. I'm crossing this line with you because I actually truly love you. And I just love that about this book. So 5 stars. So good. The next one I read was Death by Laura Thalassa, and I freaking love this book. This was on my top reads of 2021, and so this is the 4th and last book of the Four Horsemen series. Love the series. So it's about the Four Horsemen: pestilence, famine, war, and then death. And so Death is coming to the world after all of his brothers came, and he meets this girl who can't die from his like death spreading, and he's really intrigued, and so he ends up like killing her a bunch of times, and she ends up trying to kill him a bunch of times because he's just so fascinated. Like nobody has never been able, like nobody that he knows has never been able to like survive his like death spread thing. And so he's instantly like infatuated with her, and it's like, I have to have her. So they kind of do this like tango thing around like the southern states, and like she's trying to find him, he's trying to find her. They both are like chasing each other. It's really good. And then they finally meet up, and she found this like baby and is taking care of it, and she meets the other Four Horsemen, and he's like, well, you need to seduce Death to stop, you know, the world from ending. And she's like, okay, but you have to take my baby with you. And so she ends up seducing Death, and it was just an epic ending. It was so good. It was just amazing. Definitely read the first one though, because you want to follow the series, but the first one is definitely a fave. I love that one. So highly recommend this series. It's so good. And then the last book I read of 2021, I was like finishing this on New Year's Eve, it was crazy, was Twisted Games by Ana Huang. So I read Twisted Love like a good chunk, like maybe 45%, and nothing was happening with that book. I think I'm on like the side of where I just don't like it, and I really wanted to love that book because I love alpha heroes, and it sounded really good, and I didn't like it. I didn't see the alpha stuff. I guess I just didn't get to that part. I ended up DNFing it at like 45%, but I just didn't like it. And then Twisted Games, which is one I just read, it was too long, and I just didn't feel the connection between the characters, and I found it kind of like not good. So I think I gave this three stars. I don't know if I'm gonna read the third book that's coming out. I do think each book is getting better after each one, but I just didn't like it so much, which is kind of sad, and I really want to like Ana Huang, so maybe I'll give the third book a try. It's called Twisted Hate. It's hate to love romance, so I hope I'll like that one. But yeah, that is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I had a really good year. I'm so proud of myself, and I'm really excited. I'm going to be like decorating my room now, but yes, the painting almost killed me. So I'll see you guys later, and I love you guys. Bye!
Life is a winding road, no telling where it goes.